Next, we'll see why should we bias a transistor. Transistor has to be biased to obtain certain DC collector current at a certain DC voltage, and that point is known as Q point. We saw the Q point, how we are finding the Q point when no input signal is given, and that is the quiescent condition. And we obtain this using the biasing circuits. So biasing circuits have to perform some other functions also. This should ensure that active region of operation has to be achieved for the transistor. Suitability of this Q point for specific use of the circuit, that is, here we are going to discuss in detail for the amplifier, that is where this Q point should be located, and what is the role of biasing circuits, and what are the factors affecting the stability of Q point. All these will be discussed. So selection of Q point, these are the criterion. Biasing should ensure active region of operation. Transistor ratings have to be kept in view. That is, the transistor voltage and current limits should not be crossed in any case. So we have seen the limitations in the first part. That is, IC has to be IC max. It should not go beyond the maximum value, and VC should not go beyond the VCE max value. These limitations are imposed by the transistor data sheets. That is, the transistor construction will, and its data sheet specification will give you these limiting values of IC and VCE. Apart from that, the load line is putting a constraint on the transistor CARA. We have already discussed. So the load line, it will depend on the parameters VCC and RC values, and the operating point will be the intersection of this load line with the characteristics of the transistor. So this, you are going to consider the operation of the transistor common emitter amplifier circuit with respect to these operating points A, B and C. Please note that A is located near the saturation region, B is located near the cutoff region, and C is located at the center of the active region. Now these A, B, C points are the operating points under quiescent condition when no input signal is provided. So we are going to analyze separately these points A, B and C, and we are going to see what will happen when an input IB is given to the transistor at this condition. That is, when the operating point, quiescent point is when it is fixed at A, when the quiescent point is fixed at B, and when the quiescent point is fixed at C. We'll see what happens when an input is given to the transistor amplifier. An AC signal is given to the transistor amplifier. So operating point at A, near the saturation region. So this is the quiescent point. What do you mean by quiescent point? The operating point when no input signal is given. So perpendicular, if you draw there to the load line, that is the axis of the IB current. And we are going to see the variation of IB current. This is the input current variation. It is going to peak. We are assuming it to be sinusoidal, and it is coming back to 0. So this input current variation, it is crossing this point. What is this point? This is the brim of or the verge of saturation region. So beyond this, it is saturation region. So you see the input current is going above this value, isn't it? So which means it is the transistor is going to saturation here. So you can see there is a IC value is getting clipped here as beta, this as IC is beta times IB. So as IB increases, IC will increase. So this increase in IC will reach this value. Okay. Beyond this value, IC won't increase. IC will be limited here. So the biasing is, this is this biasing is fixing this load line, and this is VCC by RC, and this is VCC. This point, this is VCC. So here we know the relation VCC minus VCE is equal to IC RC, or IC equal to VCC minus VCE by RC. So at this point you can see one more thing, that is this VCE voltage is being clipped here. It is not going below VCE sat. This is VCE sat. Okay, so IC will be limited here and VCE will be limited here. What is ultimately happening? The signal is getting distorted. So this is the variation of IC. So IC variation, because of this IB variation, you don't get the exact amplified signal at the output. This is milliampere range. Please note this is in microampere. So this is not, we are not able to reproduce the actual signal, which it is getting distorted. It is getting clipped here as the operation of the transistor is moving to the saturation. Now let's see what happens at if the operating point is operating point B. Here you see B is close to the cutoff region. Okay, so this is the cutoff region. You can see the cutoff region here. So IB negative cycle is going below this range. So this is the intersection. So operating point is varying between these two. Operating point, it won't go, when it goes to cutoff region, the voltage waveform in this cycle will get clipped here. Voltage waveform will be limited here. When it goes to cutoff, the transistors will be reverse biased and there won't be any amplification. Okay, and the current, you see, current, there is no the current also, this half cycle, this portion, it is getting clipped, but here you are able to reproduce. That is because there is a linear region of the transistor cara, and here also it is getting clipped here. That is IB equal to 0. So what is the value of IC? It is in the, it is the reverse saturation current, so it is getting clipped at this value. Okay, so ultimately there is a loss in the signal. The signal is getting distorted here. What happens when the at the operating point C? There are no issues. It is in the center of the active region. This is IB and IC value for each of the operating point is varying between these 2 points. You can see between these 2 points. This we have already discussed in the previous part of the video of lecture 2. So this IC is perfectly all right. There is no clipping. It is magnified. It will be, IC will be beta times IB and in the milliampere range. So the signal will be amplified. You can observe VCE also here. What happens when the signal is large, input signal is too large? Even if the operating point is here and in the center of the active region, if the input signal is too large, it will be distorting the output. So IB variation should be limited. Okay, otherwise again IC may go beyond its range if this goes to saturation and if this portion goes to the cutoff region. So clipping will be there in both the half cycles here. Both positive and negative peak will be clipped here. Now, why should we need stabilization of the operating point? So this operating point, once we fix, we have just now we have discussed, if the operating point is fixed, then some regions of the output characteristic, what happens when the input is varying? That is what we saw just now. But what happens when a transistor is replaced by another one? In the same circuit, in the same amplifier circuit, if I replace the transistor with another transistor, beta will be different. In that case, again, IC is beta times IB. So the operating point will also change. The IB curve, the output characteristic for some other IB has to be plotted and operating point will change. Okay, so that is not acceptable. What is the effect of temperature variations? What happens when the temperature of the transistor increases, the operating temperature? If temperature increases, then ICBO will increase. If ICBO increases, the reverse saturation current increases, what is ICEO? It is 1 plus beta times ICBO. Obviously, beta is large. If ICBO increases, ICEO will also increase. If ICEO increases, again IC is equal to beta times IB plus ICEO for common emitter configuration. In that case, IC will again increase. So if IC increases, the operating temperature will further increase. And if IC goes to saturation, then again this what will happen? The excess heat produced at the junction may even burn the transistor. So such a situation is known as thermal runaway. So this transistor may go to thermal runaway. So that also has to be avoided. So effect of temperature variation should not affect the Q point. Along with that, the replacement of the transistor should not affect its operating point of this amplifier circuit. So the biasing circuit has these challenges. Biasing circuit has to establish the operating point in the center of the active region of the characteristics. Along with that, it should stabilize the collector current against temperature variations, and it should make the operating point independent of the transistor parameters, so that there won't be any shift in when the transistor is replaced by another of the same type in the circuit. There should not be any shift in the operating point. So we will discuss biasing circuits in detail in the next lecture, lecture number 3, and we will see how these requirements are dealt with using different biasing circuits. Thank you.